Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before I dive into today's conversation topic, I have a quick JSA. Not a PSA, public service announcement, but a JSA, a JSpeaks announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, prayer is our best weapon against all trials, and it is the key to God's heart. So let us all keep on praying and strive to build an intimate relationship with Christ. Just a quick quote of the day to impart on you all. It's by Janelle Monáe in her song Victory. She says, "To be victorious, you must find glory in the little things, all of the little things." I hope today's quote sticks with each and every one of you, especially since it relates to the conversation topic of today's video. Be the victor, not the victim. It is important for all of us to live an intentional life, to enjoy our present, our now, and all of the beautifulness that is in front of us, all that we appreciate, love, and have thanked God for. And that's going to require of all of us, ladies and gentlemen, to find glory, happiness, peace, satisfaction in the little things in life. And that is all that we do and accomplish each and every day. So find a reason to celebrate yourself daily. Don't wait for when it's your birthday. No. Celebrate your now, your present, today. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, you must be your own best friend. Don't let any hope, dream, or aspiration take your minds, hearts, and souls away from the truth, what's in front of you, and all that God has brought you through from your once past until now, your present. Strive every day to live an intentional and thankful life. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy today's conversation topic. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all at the end of today's video. Stay blessed and keep shining. May God bless you all. Hello, everyone. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you who are subscribed to JSpeaks, thank you so much and welcome back. Today's conversation topic is actually going to be a little bit different. It's going to be my first conversation topic that is a continuation of a previous video of mine. And in this case, it will be my most recent video, which was titled Live in Your Present and Enjoy Your Now. I noticed that, at the tail end of the video, I hinted at the fact that I have been doing my best to live in my present and enjoy my now. But I realized that I didn't go into so much detail into, how am I doing that? There's one thing to say it, but what are you actually doing? Actions speak louder than words. And I just felt, that it was apropos for me to come up on here and, give you that extra detail, to give you that extra information. And hopefully I can help, some of you, if you are struggling with the same thing. But first and foremost, before I get into the meat and potatoes of today's video, I want to take this opportunity, living in my now, enjoying my present, appreciating the beautifulness around me, the support, in person or virtually. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of my subscribers. Thank you sincerely. Thank you seriously for your support and just wanting to follow someone like me, someone who's taken this opportunity to, motivate and uplift and encourage, and for you all to believe so much of me, to follow and subscribe. That truly means the world to me. I remember the days when I had 1 or 2 subscribers, and it really means a lot. So I just want to take this opportunity, take this moment, take my now, and put a pause on my life, put a pause on my hopes and my dreams, but appreciate what's in front of me. You guys, all of you, thank you so much. And this also goes towards my Instagram and TikTok supporters as well too. Thank you so much as well. I remember vividly, when I first started both of those profiles this year, not too long ago. So any and all support really means a lot. So thank you.
Congratulations. On the worst dish in this competition so far. Oof.
And now going into today's conversation topic, choose to be the victor, not the victim. So how I've been doing my part in trying to enjoy my present and live in my now, I have reconfigured my mind to value what I believe is more measurable throughout my day, more concrete than my feelings. Now, before I dive into this a little bit more, I just want to take a pause. Being in tune to your feelings is important. It's necessary to be able to express yourself, to be able to interpret your body and how it's reacting under certain situations. That is very important. I'm not discounting that. But towards me, when it comes time to, sit in my present, reminisce, appreciate, and consider everything that's around me, feelings makes seeing those things and tapping into those things a little bit hazy. It adds an extra barrier, for me to really, truly, understand and appreciate everything that's around me. And so I reconfigure the pie chart. I don't put so much emphasis on my feelings, but I put emphasis on, trying my darndest to give myself a reason to pat myself on the back. Give myself a reason to push me to keep going in life. I look at those opportunities in my moments of quietness, in my moments of stillness. I try my hardest to give myself the best review out of my days, every day, each day that goes on. And I feel as though that has helped me to appreciate my now, appreciate what I'm doing right now, what's in front of me right now, how I'm tackling that, how I'm approaching certain goals in my life. That's more measurable, that's more concrete for me. Feelings are fleeting, they're pulses. I could feel happy in the morning and then I could, spiral out and feel, sad, tired, exhausted, and that my feelings affect how I interpret things. So I want to try to exclude that as much as possible. Recognize it, but don't put so much emphasis, because at the end of the day, life is going to be hard. Life is going to be, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a fight. And that's something that's constant. And yes, so enjoying the opportunities that I can pat myself on the back and, thank God and praise God for all that he's done in my life. Those are the opportunities that I seek out for. For example, and this could be anything. This could literally be anything in your life, anything that you want to be better at, that you can clearly see the progress that you've made over a course of period of time. It could be something as simple as every single day, I want to make it my duty to go out and walk. You know, some of us walk on our lunch break, some of us walk in the gym, at work, at work or after work. You know, staying consistent, holding yourself accountable to the things that you want to do, how you want to live your life, how you want to interpret life. You know, it's okay to think. It's okay to, dream big. That's good. That's encouraged. Think, plan, dream. The sky's the limit for all of us. But how much of us are doing? Okay, like how much of us are doing? For example, Denzel Washington, one of my favorite quotes, it was in an interview. Someone asked him a question, and his response was, those who can, they do. Those who can't, watch those who can. And that really stuck with me for so long. It's a very old interview. I'm going to see if I can add it to this video.
Feel when you saw yourself become an internet meme?
If I had my wallet, I'd show it to you. Because they didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, no one knew.
Yeah.
No one
They
knew.
don't need to know.
Yeah.
They know now.
Yeah, those who can do. Those who can't talk about those who can.
Yeah. I tweet, I say, I need to
I'm
calm
gonna say it
down.
again. Send that out. Those who can do. Those who can't talk about those who can.
Yeah.
Now, can you? Or can you not? Or you just want to sit on the sideline to talk about other people? Or can you step up?
Yeah. I told him, I say, he's filming.
That stuck with me. So when it comes time to evaluate my progress out of my day, evaluate my progress, throughout the week, throughout the month, I look at the things that I did. Those who can, they do. I look at the things that I accomplished, that I said I was going to do, and I actually did it. And believe it or not, that's a very hard, being accountable, holding yourself accountable. When we go into school, the teachers hold us accountable for, doing our homework and studying for tests. They set the curriculum, so we're following them. Living by yourself, living on your own, some of us farther away from family than we want to be. The onus of our lives is on us. The success of our lives is on us, and we can lean on people, and that's fine. And I spoke about this in a previous video, building a successful team, that's all important. But at the end of the day, the main character in your life is yourself. It's yourself. You can have the strongest supporting characters in your life, but at the end of the day, they're supporting characters. Your life is in your hands. So, but yes, I want to take a brief break and hop into our commercial break for today's episode.
It's the little things that get me high. Won't you come with me and spend the night? Just a little thing for you and I. And if it's meant to be, then that's alright. It's the little things that get me high. Won't you come with me and spend the night? Just a little thing for you and I. And if it's meant to be, then that's alright.
So yes, as the video is titled, being the victor, not the victim. So just to wrap things up a little bit, how I interpret being the victim, not how I interpret it actually, but, something that can lure you or make it enticing to, claim that you're the victim of your life, is putting too much time. It's enough, a small amount of time is fine, but putting too much time into, letting your feelings dictate what's right in front of you, letting your feelings dictate how you interpret the present, letting your feelings dictate, your happiness, your peace, your solitude, Be wary of that. Be wary of that. But how I interpret, a way that you can be the victor, that can, influence or encourage you to always strive to be the victor of your days, is to, appreciate what you have, consider, appreciate, thank God for, praise and thank him for what you have. How God has gotten you from your once past to your present, and he is able to bless you with everything that you prayed for, hoped for, and dreamed for over yourself. Yes, we're continuing to strive on, and we're continuing to move forward along our journeys, our respective journeys, but it's just that, a journey. We have accomplished and trekked through situations in our life that we thought were hopeless, but God. That is very important. And the other part of, always being victorious, always, being the victor of your days, is to set out, measurable goals that can only, influence a better you, a happier you, a more peaceful you. It could be anything. It could be, holding yourself accountable to wake up every day and meditate, holding yourself accountable to pray and read your Bible, holding yourself accountable to working out, eating a certain food. Let those instances or those goals in your life have a little bit more weight than your feelings when it comes to that pie chart. And hopefully you would want to keep yourself in a never-ending cycle of happiness, or as best as you possibly can, because I understand that, we all have down days, down weeks, some of us even down months. Life gets exhausting. It's very easy to burn out, mentally, spiritually, and physically, constantly moving. But don't let that stop you from appreciating your now and appreciating, yourself as you trek along these set out goals for you. And every day before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning, appreciate yourself, be your own cheerleaders, emotionally and spiritually. Be your own cheerleaders in getting through the days. Right before you go to bed, take a moment to either journal or reflect or just ponder about your day. What impressed you, what enlightened you about your day, how much you've accomplished in your day. And, take that opportunity to write, ponder, pray about, how you want your life to continue in the direction that you choose to, based off of your positive interpretation of your day, your positive response to how that day, completing that day made you feel. Use those feelings, how you feel about doing what you set out to do, and use those feelings to push you in the direction that your dream will take you, and enjoy that ride. Now, this is just my opinions. This is just my feelings over the topic. This is just my opinion, or, just me describing the how I have been doing my best to live in my moment and enjoy my now and enjoy what's around me and who supports me and everything. So, being intentional about your day. Try to have some goal within your day that you're striving for, that you're trying to reach, that you're trying to accomplish, and that you'll do your best to hold yourself accountable in. Look out for those opportunities to dictate the happiness of your day and all the blessings that are in your life and around you. And if you made it this far in my video, thank you so much. We've reached the end. But, take this opportunity to, comment, how have you been living in your present and enjoying your now? You know, what has been working for you? How has that journey been for you? You know, please, I'm very interested to hear, you know, how other people are doing their best to appreciate and live each day with a smile as best as they possibly can. I understand how this world is ever changing. But yes, like, and of course, as always, please subscribe. All of you make me so excited to do these videos, and I'm glad if you made it to the end, then you're a real supporter. I really do appreciate all of you. And thank you so much. Have a good day. All right, bye.